we have this incredible scene by the burning bush. First time in the development of our understanding of God that we have a dialogue between a person and God. Moses talks back. He talks back out of who he is. He doesn't lose his authenticity. He doesn't lose his personhood before this almighty God. Every other story of gods that we have, God speaks to someone, that's it. Don't do what God says, He flattens you and moves on. That's the way all the other gods in the world work. That's the way the Egyptian gods work. That's the way the Babylonian God worked. This God calls Moses out of all the people on the world to go and do His work, and Moses says, well, I don't think I'm the right guy. Can't you find somebody else? Isn't that just like us? He says, I don't speak very well. May have had a speech impediment, or he just may not have been able to speak well. He may not have had the gifts of the current pastor here at Hay Street United Methodist Church that can just turn a phrase at the top of a hat. He may have had difficulty expressing himself. He says, I don't speak very well. Now, my brother Aaron, he's a really good speaker. Why don't you get him to it? No. God says, I'll give you Aaron as a helpmate. Moses said, well, if I go back to the people and I tell them that I've seen God out in the wilderness, they'll say, so what? They'll say, how can you prove that? You have to tell me your name, God. Oh, this is tricky. In the ancient culture, to know someone's name was to have a relationship and to have some power with them. So Moses says, what is your name, O God? And God responds, the great holy name, so holy that Orthodox Jews and others will not say it. Yahweh, part of the verb to be, can be translated, I am who I am, or I will be who I will be, or the great I am who creates everything. Moses says, okay, I need to know your name. You're going to give me Aaron as an assistant. Now, are you sure there isn't somebody else who can do this? And God finally says, okay, enough of that. I'll equip you. I'll give you everything that you need to go up against Pharaoh and the most powerful civilization in the world. Now go. And that's just the beginning of the story. What a fantastic image of one who is faithful. First of all, you can't read the Old Testament without realizing that God uses all kinds of people. He puts them in situations where they can learn and grow. And He develops them along until it comes to the place when then He strategically calls them out for mission. When God needs leaders, God raises up leaders. Moses is not morally the most spectacular character around. He's a runaway murderer. And yet God changes his heart. Moses is not the most willing worker. Can't you find somebody else to do this? I'm just getting used to herding these sheep. No. Your task is to be the great liberator. To bring down the law from heaven that will define who my people are. To take them through the wilderness and change their hearts and minds. And to move them into a new and deeper relationship with me, the God of history. Well, I guess we're supposed to be like Moses. When God calls us out of the fiery bush, it's okay to be hesitant. It's okay to dialogue with God. But ultimately, God is going to shape us and use us to change His world. As we come to the table today, we remember that God shapes us and uses us to change His world. Be like Moses, the great hero. Change the world for God.